first month or so treated you?
It's been great. It's been like a lot of stuff and a lot of different like classes and stuff, but I loved it. I've been adjusting really well.
What have the workouts been like for you?
It's been a lot, but it's like I knew what I was getting into, and I love it. Like I love every part of it. Coming in here with the teammates, they've all been great, welcoming to me, so I love it here.
What do you look at as you get rolling here? Obviously, the pads aren't going on for another month or so. What are you trying to accomplish now? What do you think you can do in year one?
Right, just kind of, the sky's the limit for me. Just get as big as I can, as strong as possible, as fast as possible. Right now, just trying to learn the game mentally, going over plays, watching some film and stuff. So really, just anything I can to like keep building without actually having pads on.
With Jeremy Ruckert gone and Cade probably playing linebacker, again, the room has shifted a bit.
Yeah.
Than maybe when you committed and thought what the first year would be like. Do you see that change, more opportunity for you than you might have thought?
Yeah, well, like that's kind of the thing when guys maybe you never know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to compete with all the other guys in the room. There's a lot of good upperclassmen, so just see where I fall.
How do you describe your game as a tight end?
I think I'm a mix of both. Physical, but also could run routes and catch balls. So really just a good, healthy medium.
There's always a talk here about tight ends, the lack of pass catching. Every year there's stories written about, is this the year that the tight end comes back? What do you kind of make of the position as you've seen it thus far?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just kind of how things got come from offense where we only run the ball like every play. So I'm fine with whatever helps the team. That's kind of why I came here, just to give the team the best chance to win.
I feel like a lot of tight ends that Ohio State recruits, it takes them a few years to kind of get as big as they need to get and then adjust to the physicality. You maybe seem like you're a little farther along in those areas. Like, I don't know, where do you think you are in terms of the blocking aspect of the position that you're coming to college?
Yeah, well, again, I come from like a blocking offense, so that's all I've known since I've come into high school. So I think that part, luckily, I've already had that kind of under my belt a little bit. So now it's kind of building on top of that with Coach Wilson and just trying to like continue my game to be the best I can be.
Do you think that kind of what Austin was alluding to, like that could help you get on the field early? That combined with the fact that there's not really a returning guy at tight end right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna get in there and compete and see what I can do.
Can you go in a little more depth about the style of offense that your team ran in high school? You say a blocking offense, like
right.
What was a typical game plan like for you? What were your responsibilities?
So we ran a power I, so like fullback, halfback, tight end always attached to the line, 2 receivers. That's all we did. And the only pass we would do is play action. We never got on shotgun, so I would do a ton of like reach blocks, down blocks, any block you can think of. But I'd also run like flag routes, corner routes, and a lot of routes that tight ends here do as well. So I've kind of already learned a lot of the routes that we do here in a way.
How appealing was it, do you think, for Ohio State that you were in that kind of offense and that the blocking aspect of things is not going to be kind of foreign for you?
I think it was probably a little refreshing because nowadays it's like all spread.
Yeah.
And to see like, I guess one who's more a traditional tight end who's attached to the line most of the time and can, get their hand dirty is just probably a little refreshing.
Did you like playing that style of offense?
I had to come accustomed to it. Like at first, I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I might have actually thought about going to IMG there for a little bit, but I decided to stay, and I've become to love it. I loved being physical. That's what made me the tight end and player I am today.
You just want the ball? You want to play a little more receiver? Is that what it was?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, selfishly.
What's that decision process like for a big high school recruit when you're maybe thinking about going to a place like IMG? Like, how do you even start thinking about that, and how did you arrive at your decision to not go?
I was just kind of talking with family. At first, they reached out to me and wanted me to come down and play for the national team. As a sophomore, I thought that was like so appealing to go down there and all their huge facilities and stuff. But after talking to my family and stuff, I wasn't ready to move away. I just wanted to be a kid still.
What's appealing then about this offense?
To me, I kind of see myself in a lot of the tight ends they played here, especially like watching Luke and Jeremy. I just kind of felt like I fit in. I kind of resemble those guys a little bit.
When you had those conversations with them, it doesn't sound like you care about the number of targets.
No.
But that's part of like being in this system too.
It is.
What's the mentality like? Do they tell you this is what your expectation's gonna be, and it's not gonna be about your numbers?
No, they didn't say anything like that, but obviously I know like how much we get targeted. It's not that we're not capable of catching balls. It's just like you have Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Jackson Smith and Jigba out there. It's kind of hard to like, share the ball much. So I want to put myself in the position to make us win the most games possible at the end of the day.
I guess he was kind of touching on it, but when it comes to early playing time, has that been a goal for you, since right when you committed, or did it become more of a focus once you realized how wide open the position is?
Yeah, it's always been a goal for me to play early. I'm gonna just compete and get on the field as soon as possible.
Do you have an idea of playing weight or size you're trying to hit?
Haven't really talked about it yet. I know by spring I want to be 245, and I'm already this morning I was 242, and I'm just trying to, kind of build muscle, get a good healthy weight going up.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Bennett, you played a big role in building this class up to what it was, and just working with the other guys. Now that you guys are on campus and get to sort of be around each other, how cool is that to just know, when you're downtown, you get to hang out with CJ and all the other guys when you're on campus?
Yeah, it's great. It's just we've been on Snapchat playing Xbox with each other the whole time. Now that we're finally get to be next to each other and hang out and chop it up, it's really cool. It's awesome.
So who's your roommate? Who are you living with? What's your situation?
I'm with Devin Brown and George Fitzpatrick right now, so that's been great.
So George described Devin as goofy, and then I think Devin described George as a mess. So what would you describe George and Devin as?
Those are the two perfect traits to describe both of them. George is as goofy as it comes, and Devin is just a blast. It's hilarious, funny.
How so?
I don't know, we just crack jokes off each other, quick-witted.
Yeah,
I just
talked to him one game. He hasn't played it down. I'm not going to compare him to Joe Burrow. But
Yeah.
there's kind of that kind of a personality.
He's a great personality. Yeah, we feed off each other very well, in my opinion.
And in terms of you, you know the situation with tight ends. I mean, there's an opportunity. How ready do you think you can be to step in as a freshman and contribute a lot?
Right, I'm gonna get as big as possible, get as physical as possible, and compete with these guys and see what I can do.
A lot of tight ends want to be receiving tight end.
Yeah.
I think you kind of embrace being the blocking tight end.
Right, yeah. Obviously, getting balls, it's awesome. I love catching passes, but again, I played an offense where we had a fullback every play, power I was attached to the line. I never split out. We never went shotgun, so I've kind of just had to embrace that. And I had opportunities to transfer, but I decided not to and stay here. And it's kind of the long run. It's ended up helping me at the end of the day.
What's it going to be like when you do have to split? I mean, not that that's something Ohio State does a ton. You mentioned the receivers, but Jeremy did it. Luke did it at times.
Yeah.
When you do have to do those things, playing out a shotgun, how much differences do you see in this Ohio State offense from what
Right.
you're doing?
And that's the thing. I was able to play in that 7-on-7 tournament, so I would just play receiver and stuff right there. So that wasn't an issue at all because I would just go to training and do all the receiver drills possible and stuff.
So there's comfort already.
It's comfort, yeah. I already feel comfortable there.
Is there a moment, in your high school career, when you really started to embrace blocking more,
Really when I came in, I had a chance to start as a sophomore. I knew I was going against a senior who started the year before, so I had to physically be out him and block guys like that. So I just knew I had to be more physical and be a blocker in order to play. So that's really kind of what driven out of me was the chance to play.
trying to beat out that senior for the starting job?
Yeah.
And when IMG approached you and you went down there, was after your sophomore year or after
It was after sophomore year. Yeah.
Is there a guy in the tight end room right now that you see, you're like, yeah, this is a guy I want to be. This is the guy I want to be like. Or is it kind of too early to tell?
Yeah. I mean, right now it's kind of a little too early to tell, but a lot of Joe Royer has been really a cool guy to talk to and look up to, and kind of a little mentor. Mitch Rossi's been amazing.
Yeah.
So just guys, just kind of talking with them and seeing what I can him to be like those guys.
Well, it seems like Mitch has been. He played an incredibly important role, in that blocking role, whether
Right.
it's fullback or on the edge for tight end.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that to kind of see that potential from a guy, a walk-on or a former walk-on? Do you kind of take in and do you see potential for yourself in him, or what is that relationship like?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's just being a 6-year senior this year, it's just been great to have someone who's been through all this, and he's a great player. Obviously, he's had a great season, so definitely good to have someone like him in the program.